Hey y'all, I'm Wilson. Welcome to my little shop here. I got a couple things for y'all today. I'm gonna do some table saw tips here in just a minute. But first, I'm just gonna kind of just show y'all the cabinets I got here. This is something I've already done some videos on. That's the reason I wanna show them to y'all now. I did videos on building the actual cabinet box, painting it, all that good shit. It's been a while back. I've been working on this in between work, so it's been a couple of months. I've had them sitting back for a while. But anyway, I got the tops and the baseboard. Baseboard is just sitting there. It ain't attached yet. It's just loose. I still got to sand it and finish that. But that's the tops and the baseboard. I was just doing a little mock-up here. I was going to show y'all what I got. It's not. I'll try to get y'all steadier, a little steadier there. It's not my favorite thing I've ever built. To me, the top looks a little squatty on it. Kind of think I would have rather have done the top just flat instead of doing this little swooped piece on there. That was kind of an afterthought. It was just something that just hit me, so I figured, what the hell, I'll do it. Not sure if I like it or not now. Maybe it'll grow on me. But anyway, like I said, this ain't, it's not something somebody's paying me for. I'm not selling them. I'm probably going to give them to somebody in the family. Maybe use them myself. I don't know what the hell. But anyway, I was just building it because I had the scrap. Wanted to do it and get rid of the shit because I hate throwing shit away. The ends was an island panel. It was ordered the wrong size, so I cut it up. It was 2 end panels, so I had enough to do 2 cabinets. Y'all bear with me here. I'm not doing a script or anything. I just get tongue-tied sometimes. But anyways, all reclaimed wood. Like I say, the panels was old island panels that I cut up. I think I got the face frame material out of that. A little scrap piece of 1/4 inch, a couple of scrap pieces of 3/4, and that's what we got. And then the top and the baseboard, that is ponderosa pine. It used to be old tongue and groove pine paneling from inside an old house. A buddy of mine remodeled, and he, instead of throwing it away, he gave me all the old wood out of it. I've had it stored in the shed for, hell, probably 10 years or more. Figured I better either do something with it or throw it away, and I hate throwing shit away. But anyway, that's what I got. Like I say, I've done some videos on them. Been a last video, I can't remember when it was. But that's them. But I was gonna go over here, give y'all some table saw tips today. See this piece I got laying right here? I was cutting some face frame material this morning. That's what kind of gave me the idea to get on here and do the video today. You see how that's bowed in the middle, touching at the end? This was one solid board right here. I just cut it down the middle, and that's what happened. And that's what happens a lot of times when you cut a piece of hardwood or softwood, don't matter what it is. This is poplar. But if you even pine or anything like that, you cut a board and that sumbitch can take off either which way it wants to go. It'll either bow out, bow in, or stay straight. But you got to prepare for it. That's the thing. That's the whole key. This is my table saw here. And this thing is on its way out. I've got to get some leaks fixed before I get me a new table saw in here. But it has done got to where the blade right now is stuck in that position. The up and down, the gear stripped where I raised the blade up and down, so it's stuck. I can't go up, I can't go down. It is what it is. I'm using it like that for right now. But I am looking into getting another one. But anyway, I'm getting way off the subject. I was talking about these. Anyway, get back where I was at here. Sorry, y'all. That's what happens. They'll bow that way. Sometimes they'll bow that way. It just depends Depends on what the stress is in the board and what it's going to do. Now, I don't work with guards or I don't know if you pronounce it a riving knife or a riving knife. Around here, we always just call it a damn splitter. But anyway, I don't use one. And I'm going to show y'all my reason for that. On hardwood, I'm going to put y'all up here. On hardwood, softwood, lumber, actual wood, I never use a splitter. I don't use it anyways. But I would never use a splitter on something like this. Because you see what happened on this one. It's touching at the ends and it's spread out in the middle. When you go to cutting that, when you get in here and you start cutting that, the first thing it does, and this is a real common thing, the first thing it does is where that end touches, it starts tightening up. It'll tighten up on the blade. If you go past the blade, it can tighten up on the splitter. That's the thing that gets me. If it's going to do that, especially when you got something like oak or something like that, if you've got a splitter on it, you run that sucker through there, and about the time you get to right in there is when you start feeling it pinching on that blade. If you go a little further, it starts pinching on that splitter, and sometimes it'll pinch so much that you can't even get it to, you'll have to turn the saw off and force it off of there. It's not a good thing to do. What you do, situation like that, even if you are running a splitter, you got to know your saw, you got to know how things feel. When you first start running that board in there, you can feel it start to pinch. You can feel that shit. So as soon as you feel it, don't keep trying to go on with that son of a bitch. Don't keep forcing it, and don't try to snatch the board off there like that. Don't try to force it. All you got to do, get it when it starts pinching, when you start feeling it, use that as a fulcrum and just lift it off the blade like that. Don't try to lift it from underneath because you're liable to get it twisted and it'll sling that son of a bitch back at you. You got it on that fulcrum there, you start to go in, you feel it pinching, lift it right off of there. I got a damn fan behind me, so it's pushing it over. But anyway, that's what you do. You start to go, you use it as that fulcrum, you lift it off the blade. Be careful, if the blade's still going, be careful. Bring it back so it's not in danger of hitting the blade, and then do it again. Once you come in with that second cut, it's usually enough to relieve the pressure to where it don't pinch so bad. And once you get past that point, you can see it just starts opening up. Once you're past it, you're fine. But I know if y'all cut a lot of wood over the years, y'all have had boards that have done that. It's real common. The first 6 to 8 inches starts closing up. It'll pinch the hell out of that damn blade. And if you got the splitter on there, it'll pinch on that splitter, and a lot of times you have to turn the table saw off, get over here and snatch it off of there. I've seen the splitter get bent real easily that way. I'm not telling you not to use one, I'm just telling you I don't, and that's my reason right there. Anyway, that's the first thing I wanted to go over with, was that little bit and how to get over that. Watch your lumber. Also watch your lumber. If you got a board, when you're cutting it, if you see it start to twist, it starts twisting, that can get dangerous. A splitter or a riving knife ain't going to do shit on that. That board's got enough pressure that when it starts twisting, that's not going to help you at all. The riving knife, I will tell you, or the splitter, however y'all want to call it, riving knife, I don't even know. But if you got it on there, what it helps with is if you're cutting plywood, say you're cutting a plywood square like this, you get through, it comes off the fence a little bit, that's when the blade wants to snatch it and throw it back at you. The splitter will kind of help you just a little bit to keep that thing from coming back at you and coming back in a kickback at you. So it does help with that. So it is good with that. I still don't ever use it. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to go over with y'all on this, when you got a board, especially one that does this, it's bowing out in the middle. When you come to the end, when you start coming to the end of that board, when you get this close, you need to start preparing. Get yourself ready. Because a lot of times, it'll put so much pressure that when you get finally to that one spot, all that pressure will snap and the whole board will just pop apart. If you're not ready for it, it'll scare the shit out of you. If you are ready for it, it's no big deal. You already know what's going on. But if you're not ready for it, it'll scare the shit out of you. You might let go and shit sling back at you, or you might jump and hit the damn blade. Be ready for that pop at the end. If it's bowing out away from each other, it's putting pressure. And when you come to that end, it's liable to snap. Now, I know if y'all cut a lot of lumber, y'all probably had a couple of pieces that do that. Now, when I've got a piece like this, 2 inches wide, I'm not using a push stick. I hook my finger on there and I just hold it down and I go straight through like that. Use a push stick if you need to. This is just what I do. But when you come to that last little bit, slow down and get prepared. I will take and slow down and I'll make sure my finger is hooked here real good, and I'll just take that and I'll go through. As soon as I feel that pop, let it pop. Don't let go, just let it pop. Finish going on through there, and that's all you got to do. But if you need to, if you have a problem in the middle of a cut, cutting something like this, like I say, if you're in the beginning, if you're anywhere in the beginning, use this part right here as a fulcrum, so you can just lift it straight off the blade, just like that. Like I said, if you're going down through the board, it starts to twist. And you can feel it. You can feel shit when it happens. Pay attention to how it feels. But when that board starts to twist, you know it's a chance of throwing it back at you. Just lift it up off the blade like that. Back it up. Start over again. Do whatever you got to do. If you're getting too far, let's say you get somewhere like this, and something happens on it. So what do you do then? You still don't try to just snatch it off there, but you'll use the end of the table and just lift straight up like that. You don't want to just try to snatch a board off of there, because you're liable to twist it and throw that son of a bitch back at you. Now my table saw is a little cheap table saw. It's a horse and a half. It don't have a whole lot of power behind it. It can throw something back at you and hurt you, but it's not really any more powerful than a job site table saw. This is a little rinky-dink table saw. It's done its job so far, but it is what it is. I've seen a lot of people that'll use saws like this. This is the last safety tip right here. When you're using a saw like this, low horsepower saw, when you get off of this and you go to a bigger saw in a cabinet shop that's got 3, 4, 5 horsepower, usually it's about 3 horsepower saw, but you can get up a little higher. When you're using a saw that's got double the horsepower of this, then you've got more risk of kickback and it throwing shit out. Like this right here, something gets into a bind on this saw, I can pretty much hold it and stop the blade till the breaker trips or some shit like that happens. You get on a saw that's got 3 horsepower or better, you get into a bind, you're not going to hold it. It's not going to happen. It's going to throw the shit back at you. Now, if you're cutting lumber and you get into a twist or something in the middle, on this saw, it don't even bother me. But you get onto a one with bigger horsepower, more horsepower, it starts to twist. You better get that sucker off that blade. because it can happen in a heartbeat. It'll grab a hold and it'll throw that sumbitch back at you. And usually, you get it back where I was, usually you're like right here running it. So you don't have to worry about the board hitting you. Big thing you have to worry about is this sucker coming back hard enough to where it cuts your hands with the edges, or if there's a big splinter, it'll throw it back hard enough to drive that sumbitch through your hand. So always watch what you do, and there's no substitute just for paying attention. And that's basically what I got. Hell, I need to shut this thing off and get back to work. Anyway, I'm just kind of playing around. I figured I'd throw that out for you. I know I don't have a real big audience, but I got a few of y'all that's been watching every video, so I appreciate y'all. I really do appreciate y'all. I'm up to 433 subscribers. It don't sound like much, but for me it's kind of a big deal. I'm hoping to get up to 5. Hell, I might even get on here and title this one, "You Don't Need a Riving Knife," just to see how many people click on it just to tell me how wrong I am. Anyway, I'm just having a little fun. So I'm going to get off of here. Go ahead and upload this one to YouTube. See if anybody watches it. And I will see y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good one.